Hey guys, it's Chris sitting here back from CNH Small Engine again for another informative review video. This one deals strictly with handheld and stuff like string trimmers and chainsaws and stuff like that you use around your property and whatnot. And a buddy of mine wanted me to make a quick video of the comparisons between like OEM and some of the knockoff brands out there for fuel lines and fuel replacement lines and other high quality brands as well too out there for that. So that's why I'm making this video right now. He basically wanted to compare the difference between what the factory ones last and how long they last. And unfortunately, the factory fuel lines that most people use, like Sears, MTD, John Deere, Cub Cadet, most of the lower entry machines out there, the fuel line is not very good out there at all, to say the least. And I got a couple actual demonstrations right here of the actual reasoning behind that. What I have is two carburetors right over here. This one is off a string trimmer right here. This is a Walbro carburetor. The other one right next to right here is a let me see what this is. This is a Walbro as well too. They're both off of, I think, a couple string trimmers. And you can definitely notice just by comparing the actual fuel line right here. This fuel line is like completely brown, almost like a blackish brown right here. And this fuel line was only on here for maybe about 3 years basically when the guy actually brought the machine over. What happened was the guy had bad gas basically sitting there for like 2 years, because apparently he put the thing away in storage and he left it sit in some kind of storage unit for about a couple of years. And the thing was basically brand new. It was about 3 years old when he bought it, and he only used it for about a year, and then he put it in storage for another couple of years after that. And basically the gasoline affected the fuel line, and then unfortunately the manufacturers do not put good quality fuel line. They put El Cheapo brand fuel line on most of the machines out there for that. And this other one was off I think it was off a Poland right here as well too. This is about a 5-year-old one. You can also tell the fuel line's getting kind of opaque on here as well too. And this next one I got right here is actually a primer bulb off a Poland Pro chainsaw we just got done working on here this past couple days ago. These primer bulbs, the majority of them, when you get them brand new from the factory, they're like a yellowy amber color or completely clear. This one right here was completely clear, and unfortunately after about 5 years it basically went from clear to like a dark we want to call dark color right there, because of the gasoline affected. And gasoline with the ethanol in it today is really bad news for these fuel lines and stuff like that, even if you do use clean, fresh, non-contaminated gasoline as well too. And this fuel line right here is about 5 years old as well too. You can tell it's really white right there, as opposed to the other one right here. When it gets real white like that, it's usually water affected. Basically you get some contamination in there, you get a lot of water in the actual gasoline, and it causes it to basically attack the actual lining of the fuel line right there for that. This other one right here, it doesn't have hardly any bit of that at all, and it's basically caused by the gasoline breaking down and turning into varnish and attacking the actual fuel line itself right here for that. Okay, so I'll move on to the next portion of the video. Here is the actual fuel line upgrade that we do anytime we get a job over here. I personally recommend the brand called Tygon Fuel Line. They make top quality premium fuel line out there. It's also made in the United States, as the box clearly lists right here, made in the United States in the lower right corner right there. I buy stuff in bulk, usually from Stens or from the manufacturer directly, because this stuff lasts a lot longer than your typical El Cheapo brand out there for that. Plus, I use that stuff on my own stuff over here, because I got a couple we don't call leaf blowers, Sears leaf blowers, and unfortunately the one I got right now, it was about a 2008 model, and the fuel line started cracking on me about 3 years ago. And I put this stuff on here, and I even let it sit outside for a few days while it was raining and anything else. And over the years, this fuel line definitely holds up a lot better than your typical factory El Cheapo fuel line. They put them on there from the manufacturer, which is MTD, John Deere, Cub Cadet, stuff like that. There is better fuel line out there on the actual better machines. I also have a Stihl string trimmer, and it has like the grayish blue type of fuel lines on there, and those things I have never had to replace them ever yet on my machines over here for that. So I always recommend, if you're going to get a cheap machine, just be aware of those facts when you actually buy it right there from the factory or the store. And I also recommend anytime you get any kind of work done with a fuel system, upgrade it to the better fuel line right here, like the Tygon, because this is premium fuel line, and it will definitely hold up to the actual attacking of the fuel line by the gasoline due to the ethanol, E10 ethanol, E15, E20, whatever they have out there in your specific area. They also do make knockoff Tygon stuff out there as well too. It's usually under the category like this one right here. This is a one I actually had. Some guy, he found it at some store. I don't know what it was exactly, some Home Depot or Home Depot knockoff store. It's called DriveWorks is the actual brand, and it's called Fuel Line. On the back on here, it's clearly marked as made in China on here for that as well too. You can see it right down there at the bottom, so you can get a better picture right there, made in China. And the problem is with this stuff will not hold up as good as a Tygon stuff will. It simply will not hold up to the test of time right there, because Tygon's a proven product out there, and it's built to last, and it's guaranteed to basically go for at least 5 to 10 years out there for that, because I've been using it over here for about 8 years, so I have no complaints about it whatsoever for that specific reason. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back as quick as possible. This will probably be my last lawn, garden, outdoor power equipment video for probably some time, because we'll be shutting down over here operations later this year, because I'm personally getting sick and tired of all the dirtbag customers we had over the past years. Plus, unfortunately, our debts over here are getting too bad where we cannot keep operating as we are. So I will not be making any future videos after this time for lawn and garden equipment. So I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.